Yo, isn't it crazy how we think that we don't cause the problems or the certain diseases, sicknesses in our life? Um, we live in this so-called land of freedom, and our freedoms always have a subsequently consequence that we have to pay for. We like the things, or we desire the things that we like to taste, like to feel, like to look at, all those different freedoms of choice. But I'm trying to give people the right choices for the longevity of their life. And the medical industry seems to take advantage of our freedom of choices. They play on our ability to not eat the right things, to 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 eat all these refined sugars, the things that make you feel good. We like the things that make us feel good,
Yeah.
and it'd be bad things, of course. So we like the refined sugars. We like all the pastas, the breads, the macaroni and cheeses, all the pizzas, and all those different things. But we developed something called diabetes, a blood sugar problem. That the blood sugar problem is actually the symptom of the insulin problem. So I received a inquiry on my Facebook page, saying that this young lady was saying that her mother had diabetes and type 2, and she's been on metformin for the past year. And the doctors now are thinking about increasing her dosage, or actually changing her drug to something called glybrite. And if glybrite doesn't work, then she's going to have to go to something called rosiglitazone. And this is how they have this destructive cycle. Once you start on one drug, that lasts for a good year, and then you put you on another drug. They put you on another drug, and then now they on insulin shots, 10 units of insulin shots, and then you up to 100 units of insulin shots, and it's never ending story. The MDs have you thinking that the sugar is the problem. Well, the sugar is just the symptom of the problem. And we have to start looking at diabetes. It's the insulin that is the problem. So you want to basically get rid of all of the carbohydrates out of your system. If you want to reverse diabetes, you have to get rid of the carbohydrates. You have to get rid of the sugars, the refined sugars, and start eating things like the red things. Anything dealing with the blood, eat everything that's red. That means your red peppers, your red onions, your raspberries, your cranberries, watermelon. That's going to help that blood sugar starts to normalize and regulate. Those are the foods that you should be eating. And the herbs that, I've created a formula for diabetes so that you won't have to take metformin or insulin shots. Something called bitter melon, berberine from the barberry, Oregon grape. These are good natural herbs that will actually help aid in normalizing those blood sugar levels. I want you to look at this analogy that if you go to the store and you've been gone from your house for 3 hours, and then you come back to your house and put the key in the door, and you realize that your carpet is wet. Your carpet is wet because you forgot to turn off your tub, and you forgot to turn off the faucet, and now water is everywhere. Now, in a normal situation, the MD or the doctor will go in and say, it's time to clean up the water. No, you can't just clean up the water. You have to go to the root cause of the thing. You have to go turn off the faucet. That way the water's not running anymore. That is the same thing that is going on with the diabetes situation. You have to go fix the insulin levels first. You cannot fix the blood sugars. The blood sugars are not the same thing as the insulin. The insulin has to be able to take the blood and put the blood sugar into the tissues. So therefore, you are actually correcting the problem and not treating a symptom. We realize that the American Diabetes Association is actually creating this disease. The FDA allows us to eat these so-called carbohydrates when we don't even need them. So, you know, we are so want everything so quick, so convenient, that we, you know, jeopardize our health for, you know, taste good or feel good. So just like some people are on cocaine, or some people like marijuana, you know, they like those things because, you know, they always chasing that high. And that's that first initial effect that you feel when you're taking a drug. So it's not going to work the same 6 months or a year later. You're going to need a higher dose. So you don't want to get trapped in that situation that the medical industry puts us in, or that we put ourselves in, eating the same way. So if you want to fix this problem, that's what I'm saying now, is to go ahead and eliminate all carbohydrates. I hope that this information was helpful. I appreciate you listening. I'll leave you with Ashe. Bless.